Picture this. You're an athlete in a game. The game is on the line. You've built a freight train engine of heavy squats, heavy deadlifts. You're powerful in the gym and you're unstoppable in a straight line. But the play shifts from side to side. You have to make a quick cut. You plant your top foot sideways and pop. Game over, season over, all that work undone by a simple sidestep. Why? Because your engine only goes in one direction. You've trained for the straight ahead world, but sport happens in 360 degrees. And beyond sport, so does life. You've ignored the frontal plane. Your ability to move from side to side created a massive weak point. Today, we drag that weakness into the light and unlock the hidden power with one single movement, the Cossack squat. So why is every jabroni stuck in this forward and backward rut? Modern gym culture has locked you into what I like to call the sagittal prison. All your training is linear, which is great for mirror muscles, and I'm not saying you don't do it all together, but it creates dangerous imbalances. While your quads and glutes get all the attention, your adductors and abductors, the crucial muscles for your inner and outer thighs, are left to become tight and weak, a terrible combination. These muscles stabilize your pelvis and protect your knees. When they are weak, your hip mobility evaporates. Your lateral power becomes non-existent and your risk of injury skyrockets. I see it constantly. Guys who can squat 4 plates plus but can't do a single lunge without looking like a deer on ice. That's not real strength. That is one-dimensional strength. True strength means being ready for any range of motion from any angle. So it's time to break out of that mold. Now, the movement that will bust you out of that is the Cossack squat. And for those of you that have never heard it or never performed it, you're in for a treat. This isn't just another leg day accessory. It's also a diagnostic tool and a powerful corrective exercise, but it's also a nice strength and muscle builder as well. You start with your feet set much wider than you would normally squat with. Shift your weight to one side, dropping your hips down and back over one foot as low as you can go. Your other leg stays straight. In fact, it's probably going to get very straight, and you're rotating on the heel of the foot you're not working, and that toe is going to point to the ceiling. The benefits are immense. It's a masterclass in ability which will pry open your hips in a good way, your groin, and your ankles. It builds functional strength, hammering both the quads, the glutes, but the real magic is how it affects the adductors, the inside of your thigh of both your legs. So the full Cossack squat is an advanced movement. Most of you can't just pick up one day and drop into one. It takes the mobility you don't have yet. The beginner variation, you're gonna hold on to something like the post of a squat rack. Check your ego at first, you're just introducing your body to the movement. Your goal is to get comfortable with the motor pattern. So the assisted Cossack squat, you're gonna grab the post or whatever you've decided to hold on to. Get into your wide stance and you're gonna sit back a little bit and use that post as additional stability. So you're gonna take the pressure off maybe your stiff ankles so you can just find depth and feel comfortable being down there. You're gonna focus on keeping the heel on the squatting foot glued to the floor. Don't allow it to come up. Next variation for beginners, we're gonna talk about the lateral squat. You're gonna shift and bend to one knee and only till your thigh is parallel to the floor. Don't worry about depth here. Just go as low as it's comfortable. You're gonna keep your feet flat, both feet flat, on the floor for now. This lateral squat is going to introduce your body to lateral movements and not the full Cossack squat yet. People want to jump to advanced variations way too soon. Now for the intermediates that could do those, no problem. It's time to build upon that. There is a foot elevated Cossack squat that is perfect. So whatever leg you are working, step on a 45-pound plate, a block. From there, you're gonna place your straight leg on the floor, or you could even do vice versa, depending on what feels better. The elevated leg gives your hips more room to move. If you elevate the squatting leg, the range of motion isn't as deep. So you're gonna have to play with those two variables. Now we have the counterweight Cossack squat. You're gonna hold a light kettlebell at your chest. And as you sink into the squat, You're gonna have the side of the kettlebell with most of the weight facing away from the working leg. If you don't care about the counterweight, you can do a double kettlebell. You could do a dumbbell like a goblet squat, or even a very light barbell in your arms, Zercher squat style. Now, for the advanced variations, if you can do all of those, the above, and you need something else, you're gonna go from side to side. You're not going to squat up and then down. You're going to stay as low as you can from side to side. And you're almost pulling your body from side to side with the inside of your thighs. So this one is a very, very, very adductor focus. You're gonna sink into a deep Cossack squat on your working leg and only come up as much as necessary before going to the other side. This is great for your groin. Then the most advanced variation, in my opinion, is where you have the actual barbell on your back. It's the final boss of Cossack squats. Only attempt this when your body weight form is perfect. So you're gonna rack a barbell on your back, take your wide stance, make sure you're under absolute control, but if you're advanced, you should. Now, how would you program this exercise? As a beginner or an intermediate, putting this in the beginning of your routine is probably going to be the best option before you actually squat. But because you're not proficient with this exercise, you're not going to be using a lot of weight. It's not taking away from your main leg movements. So adding 3 sets of 8 to 15 reps at the beginning of your leg day is going to be fine. As an advanced lifter, you could still do it at the beginning if you want, but you're going to probably want to do it as a secondary exercise after your main squatting or hinging or whatever. And you're going to load it much heavier, maybe in the 6 to 10 rep range, getting closer to failure. Now, some mistakes you don't want: your heels coming off the floor, your chest dropping forward, knees should not be collapsing inward. This is gonna signal immobile ankles, weak hips. Even if you can't use this exercise as a strength movement at first, like I said earlier in the video, it is a good diagnostic tool. When you don't strengthen the inside of your thighs, your knees tend to take up that stress. The Cossack squat is going to be your commitment to building a stronger, more injury-free body that can move laterally from side to side, and you're not going to be pulling groins and getting injured in silly ways. So if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, class is dismissed.